Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I've been a licensed clinical psychologist in the state of California since 1974. I've been in practice for over 50 years. I'm 84 years old, over 84. So as I like to say to my people, I finally know what I'm doing. That's the good news, getting at a good time. Good period of my life, and I'm presenting this to you today is a culmination of over 50 years of work and over 84 years of life. A lot of clinical research is going into it. It's evidence-based. So a lot of studies using everything I'm going to be talking to you about. It's truly a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you and a great enjoyment. I'm so eager to present this to you. The title of today's presentation is, would you like to be a lifetime ambassador of the honor movement? A legacy of honor. Would you like to be a lifetime ambassador of the honor movement, a legacy of honor? And I'm dedicating this to Gisela, who actually came up with the idea of the terminology of honor ambassador. So this is dedicated to you, Gisela. So to be a lifetime ambassador, first let me tell you about what the honor movement is. The honor teaching's pretty vast, but the basics are the 4 commands of honor, the bridge, that's the foundation. If that's all you did, you're well on your way, and you want to be doing it all your life. Then we have in addition the 25 demands of honor, the 25 laws of honor, the laws of love and the laws of humility, the supremacy of honor code. So we've got an extended aspect, but if you just do the 4 commands of honor 3 times a day and the bridge, all the benefits will come to you. It gets even more when you use the others, but that will get you very, very far. We've done research with this. We found that we had maybe 240 people in one study. We found it increased their wisdom, their resiliency, their self-respect, their self-confidence, their awareness, their ability to love, feel more energized. Those who believe in God felt closer to God. They felt it helped them in dealing with depression and dealing with anxiety and dealing with panic attacks. There were just so many benefits, both of a character nature and also in terms of medical improvements. Medical in terms of anxiety, depression, panic attacks, energy, feeling healthy. People felt healthier over the course of the program. So I have about 20 studies. So it's an evidence-based approach. In fact, I found in my own journal called the International Journal of Evidence-Based Protocols for Honor Therapy. So honor therapy is a modality that I've developed over the last 50 years to help people improve in their lives, where they can and where they can carry it on when they're not seeing me anymore as a patient. I tell people I'm here to help you not only with your presenting problems now, but I'm interested in you as a 95-year-old man or you as a 95-year-old woman. If you'd be able to say to me, Dr. Nerenberg, I'm 95 years old, I've led a life of honor, and I have no regrets. That's a beautiful thing to be able to say. So this whole program is meant to help you navigate, not only while you're here seeing me for whatever issues come up, typically related to workplace stress, but to navigate your entire life in terms of your relationships, your own personal development, and the potential for you to contribute to an advancing civilization. So it's both for you, your development, your well-being, the well-being of your precious families, and being able to help advance your community and society. So we actually have society-building programs. As a matter of fact, I have a series of lectures, one of which was the society-building programs in the honor movement. We've got so many dimensions, and they're all very simple and very practical. We have one, for instance, for the homeless, where we realized we couldn't go feed them all or shelter them all, but we can help change their self-concept. So we call them the unbounded. Gotta give them more dignity. We want to bring that terminology there. We have videos, and we offer these educational programs without charge. We have one for the elderly, but most people like to get a senior discount. But most people like myself, I don't want to think of myself as a senior citizen. So the term that we have for our elders is the honored elders. The honored elders. So we want to bring that terminology to bring more dignity to the generations of those of us that are aging, which will include at some point all of you, without exception, for those who are lucky enough to get there. Then we have a whole system of communication. We call it respectful real communication. We have programs for religious groups to get along, for the political parties to get along. We have programs for felons. We call felons of light. We have programs for the educational system, programs for race unity, for the police department. So all the institutions of society. So we have the laws and commands for the individual, and then teachings for institutional progress, because we affect the institutions, and certainly the institutions affect the individuals. So that the individual, family, the community, the institutions of society. So we have something related to all of that. So we're looking to getting personal growth, societal growth. Now, along the path, everybody slips. We practice the teachings, and I'm going to talk about the teachings more specifically in a moment. And that's part of the human condition. We slip, make mistakes, then we repent, we get back up and get back on track as soon as possible. And by the way, we have a video to help criminals, prostitution, drug addicts, alcoholics, and we're not looking to say, oh, don't be a prostitute, don't be an alcoholic, don't be a drug addict, don't be a thief, because that preaching, for the most part, is not effective. And the program, if they're not motivated, not ready to do that, it's not going to happen. So we talk about how to be an honorable drug addict, bring honor into being a drug dealer, bring honor into prostitution, bringing honor into being an alcoholic, being an honorable alcoholic, and we look at what that is. So the whole approach, whether it's a societal issue or a personal issue, is to be able to speak a little bit of light into the darkness. It's a very simple system, and above all, it's very practical. Very practical. Now, the 4 commands of honor are these. I wish you well. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. I'm grateful for the power I gain from hardship. Then people could choose one of 2. Depends whether they believe in God or not. There's a place for the believer and the non-believer. So for the believer, such as myself, God, your wish is my only wish. If you don't believe in God or wish to address God, it's this. I seek always to serve my highest values. Then people take a pledge to repeat this 3 times a day for life. Because the repetition is preparation for application. And you have my books on the website, which have all this material in terms of the commands of honor, the bridge, the supremacy of honor code, the demands of honor, the laws of honor. It's all there. It's all written down for you. And the textbook that I've written for the program, which is called The Teachings of Honor. It's all there. So then you want to have an increased probability that you're going to apply this in a given situation. We have what I call the bridge. And the bridge is, what's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? It's a bridge between the concept of honor and the practical reality of the real world. So you say that 3 times a day for all your life. And you listen to yourself while you're reciting them, preferably out loud. You can do it silently, but out loud is even better. 3 times a day. So within the path of honor, within the honor teachings, we are no longer looking for happiness. No. We're no longer looking for pleasure or comfort. No. We're looking for honor. And honor is the foundation of true happiness. It's the foundation of true peace. You could have fun and entertainment. That's not real happiness. It's very fleeting. You can have a little relaxation, but it's not true peace. As long as you're not feeling guilty, you're not having regrets, you can be at peace, you can sleep well at night. And that's the path of honor. Now, then you have, that's the foundation. I don't want to go into the other ones because that'll take you very far. Now, we talked about ambassadors of honor. So an ambassador of honor is someone who wants to carry on these teachings for the rest of their lives, to bring it to society, to bring it to family members. So they're basically, the ambassador of honor is a sustainer. And someone who keeps growing and developing within this context of honor, teaching it to ourselves, to our family, to society, and sustaining it, and then grooming others to be ambassadors of honor so that they can sustain this after you leave. You'll continue it after me, they'll continue it after you. The hope is that we can bring the teachings of honor to go on for many centuries to come. Many centuries to come. It's doable. It's totally doable. Now, in that teaching process, as nurse practitioner Bert mentioned to me, in a 12-step program, the 12th step that maximizes the potency and prognosis of not relapsing into drinking is a 12th step, which is to help others with a 12-step program, to teach others. So as you teach others, help others along this path, that's going to help keep you on the path. They'll benefit and you'll benefit. And you know, it's hard to talk to you about politics and religion. People get pretty defensive. But we had on the streets 5,000 people interviewed. They were all happy to talk to our research person on the streets. And one sub-study of 1,000, over 70% said that without defining honor, that they feel there'd be more peace and happiness in the world if there was more honor, and they themselves want to have more honor in their lives. Now, defining honor as loyalty to your highest constructive values as enshrined within the 4 commands of honor, while striving to cause no harm physically and emotionally. That's how I'm defining it. Now, for those of you who want to be ambassadors of honor, as I talked to you about this, feel free to send me a text with your name on it. The number is 562-556-6001. That's 562-556-6001. You're willing to make a lifetime commitment to this path. Now, when I invite who I call the leaders in the honor movement, we have a monthly meeting, take everybody out for breakfast, and we have with the idea that we're going to talk about how we're going to bring these teachings out to the world. Now, I want to tell you a thing. As a psychologist, I charge my fee. I make my livelihood, and I'm so grateful to meet the beautiful people I meet and to be able to make a livelihood doing it. And to have our wonderful staffs of nurse practitioner Bert, nurse practitioner Amber, so that they can be helping you and benefiting themselves spiritually, emotionally, and financially. So it's a wonderful situation, beautiful. But know this when it comes to the movement. We don't ask people to contribute a penny. And if somebody offers money, say somebody gives me money, say, I want to really help with the movement, I want to contribute this money, we won't take it. So there's no money involved in the movement, none. So that's one of the factors that corrupts all organizations, is money. Also, nobody has any power. Not even myself. Here, I'm giving the teachings, and people they're not able to change the teachings, but they can extrapolate from it. And so over the centuries, people will be spreading this, living this, but what corrupts organizations is typically power and money, and neither one's involved. That's the good news. So on this path of being an ambassador of honor, it's to keep not only a perspective about your individual life, your individual survival, your family survival, which is very important, extremely, but also you want a world perspective because you want to see the advancement of the planet, of civilization. So we're also focused on something bigger than ourselves, which is, by the way, highly therapeutic in itself. And those who are ambassadors of honor, even if they're the patients, I'll continue sending them videos. It's my gift to help them keep inspiring and educating, and sending different texts and things that I've written to help on the journey. Keep in mind that the whole system is practical and simple. I should tell you, by the way, that we have a venue where we've taken our program and sent it throughout the world. We've had over 500,000 views of these programs on honor and the honor movement, over 500,000 views with over 6,000 subscribers. So we're really just moving ahead with this. And by the way, I should mention one of the programs we have has to do with safety on the roads. So we have a program to reduce road rage and aggressive driving. I'm considered the world's leading authority on road rage. I was quite famous in the 90s for my work. Not famous now, I'm just another nobody around here. But at that time, I was well known on many TV shows and interviewed thousands of times and testified before Congress at that time. So now I'm going to give you the pledge to become an ambassador of honor. It is my solemn intention to live by the teachings of honor for all the days of my life. I am fully committed to bringing the way of honor to myself, my family, and for the advancement of society. I am grateful for the opportunity to live with the nobility with which I have been endowed. I am an ambassador of honor. So there you have the pledge and an overview of what it means to be an ambassador of honor. It's extremely. We have over 1,000 videos on this. Probably only 500 on digital form at this time. We have well over 100 books. So we have the information, the program. It's not something we're going to do. Not something that's going to happen in the future. It's ready to go now. Every one of these programs. And if you watch the video, the society building programs of the honor movement, there's over 30 programs we have for all dimensions and quarters of society. All of it. Well, it's been my pleasure and my privilege to present to you. By the way, I just wrote the pledge today, and Jorge and Gisela are the first two to take the pledge. So it's my pleasure to do this. It's a calling to me. Helps me help the therapy process, but also to do something meaningful for society and for the world. So now I'm going to open up for any comments and questions to our wonderful, beautiful people that are here, keeping in mind that what you have to say, what you have to ask, is as important or more important than the people hearing from me. Because when they hear you, people say, well, I'm not alone. They're inspired by hearing each other. And people feel like they're part of a beautiful community. So please feel free to ask any question or make any comment that you wish.
Dr. Nerenberg, Diego here.
Diego in Thailand. Look at you. You look very Thai. By the way, Bert just came back from Thailand.
Oh,
Nurse
really?
practitioner Bert, he just came back. Yeah.
Send my regards over to Bert.
Yes.
Doctor, thank you for for today's presentation. I just wanted to say to everyone there that I've been a part of the honor movement here for about going about a year now, and it certainly had many benefits in my life. It's given me the courage to, like you said, seek out my dreams, take a break from the rat race of corporate America, and just focus on myself, focus on my family, my goals, my dreams, and like you said, I'm living in Thailand now here, so I made the move thanks to the courage and the and just your guidance that you've given me, Doctor, with everything. You know, I've always told you personally during our one-on-one conversations that you've been very influential in my life, and I just wanted to share this amongst the group as well. Thank you, Doc.
Well, I see you as I see you as one of the leaders in the movement. Absolutely. And you're looking very relaxed. I mean, it's a different look to you since you've left the whole mainstream that's going on here. And I know for a certainty that you will be impacting thousands of people over your lifetime. Just by who you are, by your...
He just impacted me just now.
Oh, there you go. There's Jerry. Jerry, good to see you, Jerry. So you've been impacted by Diego. What way
I think he just impacted me just now.
Tell me how he impacted you, Jerry.
Well, because he looks like he's on the other side.
Yes, he's on this earth still, but on the other side. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, Jerry.
I'm just getting started, and I'll be honest with you when I tell you, like, I'm sick of it. Sick of it.
Well, you know, Jerry, you're a man of my own heart. You're
sick of it, Doc.
I know.
I'm too strong.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Jerry, I know you've told me that it's hard to kill you.
Lose and I keep winning.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Jerry, I know you've told me that you're a hard man to kill, even though you don't really take care of yourself. And I think you're an amazing man. As you walk this path, you're gonna see some major things internally. Because Jerry, you're a man that wants justice. You don't like to see injustice. I know how angry you get about injustice, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I admire that about you enormously. Well, basically, the way of honor is the way of justice.
I want the good things for the good people. They deserve it.
Yes, and so very few people care about others the way you do.
That's all I do. It's the only reason I'm still here.
Well, Jerry, you're a natural, and I have total respect for you. And you're a straight-up guy in every way. I know that. We've only met once, Jerry, but already you made quite an impact on me. I mean, you're an unforgettable character, I'll tell you that. Unforgettable man. You don't meet many Jerrys, I'll tell you that. Yeah, but I'm glad to hear.
Not too many Jerrys that are mouse.
Yeah,
that are mice, rather.
So Diego, I want you to hear that Jerry, who himself is an extremely powerful man in every way, has already been influenced by what you said. So when I told you that you can influence thousands in your lifetime, it's not easy to influence this guy. This guy influences other people. I'll tell you right now, Jerry is a man who influences others. And so, yes. Diego, so the fact that you already had an influence on him testifies to, number one, your sincerity, because if you weren't sincere, Jerry would know it. Jerry only responds to sincerity. He sees right past that stuff. So number one, it shows how sincere.
I'm a reader of people.
Oh yeah, I know.
The way people can read.
Hey Jerry, when I met you, listen, Jerry, I'm 84 years old, Jerry. I sized you up within 20 seconds. I knew who you were. It doesn't take me long. It doesn't take me long. So you're a man who influences others, and by the power of your character, the power of your size, you're a really big guy. You're a big guy, and Robert and San Diego, both of you are big guys. Both of you are big guys.
Are huge.
I know, both of you are huge.
When I walk into a store, they ask me, "What are you looking for, sir?" I said, "Do you have anything in the size of a behemoth?"
Well, listen, Robert could talk about that as well. He's a big guy. Anyway, very good to hear from you, Jerry. Thank you. Anybody else have something you would like to ask or say?
I don't. No, I just wanted to say, Jerry.
Yeah, Diego. Let's hear from Diego.
I wanted to say, yeah, Jerry, right quick. I just wanted to say that you got this here, man. This is going to benefit you a lot. I mean, I'll just put it to you this way: the life that I've got now, I didn't. This didn't just come out of nothing. You know, I had to fight for the life and the dreams that I wanted now. To the life that I am now. I don't deserve this. I'm not supposed to be here. You know, growing up the way that I grew up. the environment that I grew up in, the humble beginnings that I come from in South Central LA. I'm not supposed
South
to be
Central,
here, but
South Central LA, right here. South Central.
There you
yeah,
are.
I'm not supposed to. I'm not
49th and
supposed to be
Providence.
here. I'm not supposed to be here, man. So you know,
Me neither.
I was destined. I had another life when I was younger, and I was destined to go a different path. But I just grabbed the bull by the horns, and I made the life that I wanted. And it was all about hope. You know, faith in dreams, faith in myself, in the universe, and yeah, I was able to accomplish that. So just wanted to share that with you, Jerry.
Well, you know, the key is the key.
Dr. Nerenberg?
Yes,
I
Gisela.
say that Jerry and Diego inspire me with their stories, and it's an honor to be an ambassador of honor because it's like we all face the same challenges that we have to overcome, maybe different details, situations, but they just inspire me to just keep going and putting my head strong no matter and regardless of our current life situation.
So,
God bless you.
Gisela, I know that
taxing. It becomes incredibly taxing at some point where you realize that all you're doing is for others. All you're doing is for others. That's all you're doing. All you're doing is for others. You're not doing it for you. You think you're still here for you? Like, no, you're not. The only reason why I'm still here is for someone else. It's for everyone else. And it's like it becomes incredibly heavy when you realize that no one is doing it for you.
So true, Jerry. So true.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just have to add, I mean, it feels like
okay, Gisela, let's hear from Gisela. Yeah.
I just have to add, Jerry has I feel like Jerry has like the sixth sense of life and perspective. So that caught my attention, and I feel that Diego, you have that as well. Don't let nothing deter you from keep moving forward in whatever situation you're in.
Well, both of these men are men who are pursuing a calling or a destiny. They don't want just a job or a career. That's not enough for men like that. They're men of destiny, follow their calling. Now, a job is something you do from 9 to 5 to pay your bills. A career is a job you enjoy. A calling is a career you do for free if you could afford to. And a destiny is a calling you pay to do if you could afford to. For me, what I'm doing now is a destiny. I would pay to be able to talk to all you beautiful people. Absolutely, I would pay for that. Or at least do it for free. So for me, this is a calling and a destiny. And the Way of Honor encourages that. And Diego's on his way to that. His calling, his destiny. And, to do this.
I think Diego's 3/4 of the way there.
Well,
I think so too.
Where I am,
so
I'm
too.
the first quarter.
Well, let me tell you. Yeah. Okay.
I just need a little encouragement because.
Listen, I hear that. Let me tell you something. To be able to do this, you have to deal with the uncertainty and the unknown. So one of the honor thoughts is this. We, of course, want stability, but also you need this thought. I love the unknown and uncertainty. It is a portal to amazing opportunities. I love the uncertainty and unknown. It is a portal to amazing opportunities. I recommend, that's the newest one I've added. I added it maybe a few months ago.
Let me tell you something, Doctor. I've become very comfortable being uncomfortable. That's literally what I teach everyone.
Well, there you go. But you got to come to, you've got to come to embrace. You got to come to embrace this. Now, the ultimate fear of uncertainty is death. So here's a thought about this that I recite every day. I enthusiastically embrace my life, and I enthusiastically embrace my death as a portal to pure love, light, and bliss. So to be able to truly let go, you have to embrace your life and your death, because sure enough, it's coming. Of course, it's an unknown. We don't know if it's today, tomorrow, or 30 years from now, or 80 years from now. So to really walk this path, you have to be able to embrace your death. Of course, fight like heck to stay here, to serve humanity as long as we can. The body, if we don't destroy ourselves, is geared for 120 years. And there's a whole technology how to do that.
Is a shepherd. Correct me if I'm wrong, but everyone in this chat is a shepherd. We're all here for someone else. We're all shepherds, shining a light.
Well,
That's true.
and has been a registered nurse for many, many years. Now, anybody else have something you want to ask or say? Please feel free to do so.
Dr. Nerenberg, this is Isabel.
Oh, Isabel, there you go.
And Diego's, just listening to him, it inspired me to also share. I've also been in your program for about a year now, and having this time to reflect and to really pay attention to your actual calling, it's been such a blessing. I am now in college for the first time since I, graduated high school, 20 something years ago. And I'm going to be, a nutritionist, and I'm moving forward with my life and doing something that I feel is my calling, like you said, and I'm living by all the honor that you have instilled in me, the teachings and everything. And I am truly blessed that this happened with my work. And I just want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for everything. You made this happen, and I can't be more grateful. So thank you for everything.
Well, Isabel, let me say, I appreciate that, and I hear that. Just know that I'm extremely grateful to meet a person of your character and your courage. And I know what you've dealt with, and I've watched how you move forward. You try looking to be, you try looking to different aspects of life, maybe be a midwife, look into this and that. And now you're pursuing your education, you're pursuing your calling, your destiny, and you're entering the unknown. Yeah, you had a very good job, stable job with a corporation, but of course you felt like in many big corporate jobs, it leads to a lot of stress. There's typically an abuse of power of management.
Yep.
At some point, you might get a job, and
we all got taken advantage of, didn't we? We were too good.
Well, that's
because we were too kind.
Capitalism was
too giving. All got taken advantage of.
Capitalism is a wonderful system, but it's got to be capitalism with honor. Without honor, there's some problems with it. But all the systems, economic systems, have issues. Capitalism is the best of the systems, but it's even better if it's done with honor. Yeah, but I would say that Isabel is really an example of what I would call true success. Now, within the honor teachings, success is defined only by honor. So I have people say my self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. So somebody could be gorgeous woman, multi-billionaire, great career, but if she doesn't have honor, she's a loser. She's a failure. Only honor makes you a success. Only honor. So Isabel, I see you as a highly successful human being. Then, of course, you want to look good, be healthy, make good money, and have a great calling and destiny that you serve. But honor is what makes a success, and that's a foreign concept to most people because they think, well, I've got to be able to dress this way, I've got to have that home. And some people I know feel behind the eight ball. All their friends are married, they have kids, they have their homes and their dogs and their cars and their toys, and they don't have it. And they say, I feel like a failure. And I say, the neighbor who has all that, what if he's a drug dealer or, some kind of carjacker or whatever? He makes his money that way. They're losers. You don't know where that money came from. So, and I'm not putting money down. You want to make all the money you can. This is America. This is great. But it's got to be done honorably. For example, if somebody made $1 trillion in the cigarette industry, I ask you, is that honorable? Given that you know that cigarettes kill people all over the world? It's questionable. On the other hand, you have a farmer who's growing organic broccoli and that gets shipped over. I would say that's more honorable. So if he makes $1 billion at it, well, that's a great contribution. Who else? That's wonderful. Everything everybody's bringing up is so wonderful. Who else?
Nerenberg.
Yes.
Jorge here.
Is that you, Jorge?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
I'm the French bullseye.
Yeah, you're the two ambassadors of honor.
One of the ambassadors.
Yeah, one of two so far. Yeah.
Privilege. I have been in the program for 4 months, and what I can tell the group, and I know most of you in the group know that this is medicine. Your words are medicine. And one of the great things about your medicine is that it only has positive side effects. A lot of the medicine out there has some other kind of side effect. It has some other kind of bad things. Your movement, sir, and to me, it's a privilege to become an ambassador. Your movement, it's gonna last for, like you said, centuries, because it is that good, and I can testify to it. It is very good.
Yes, sir, Jorge.
And please, everyone, listen to what the doctor says, and you will see. It will start turning you into a different, more positive person. Sorry about that.
No, listen, Jorge, when we met today in person, you came in. I was just amazed by you because you're so humble, so sincere. And when you took the pledge, we were both sitting down, you stood up and raised your hand. The sincerity, the depth, what I saw in you was unforgettable. I mean, just totally unforgettable. We have many disciples of honor who've taken the pledge. We have the devotees of honor, but now we've got the terminology, devotee. We have the terminology of ambassador of honor, and it's just. I'm going to tell you something, just to be honest with you, all right? I'm not just saying this. It's a privilege to be in your presence today and to know you and to see a man so honest about taking responsibility. So you take responsibility for the issues in your life. And I know what your issues are. And you didn't go around just blaming. You took responsibility. You manned up. And so many people just blame others. Of course, I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality, my problems. One of the commands of honor, and you did it. And I go, wow. I just see goodness upon goodness in your heart, and I see goodness upon goodness in your future. I want you to know that, Jorge.
Yeah, Jorge, I can feel it.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for allowing me, to become an ambassador. It's definitely a privilege.
Well, the term the ambassador in this context came from Gisela, so I'm grateful for Gisela because it is a really good term. One of the functions is to be a sustainer. And thank you so much for your input, Jorge. I
think honestly, we should take a moment to appreciate Jorge, just for a second.
I think
say,
we
hey, man,
should.
Like, good for you, Jorge. Like, good for you, man.
Jorge.
Like,
that's awesome.
Like your thing, man. Like, good for you, man. Like, good for you.
And I can see it also that you are
matter,
also,
dude. Like, you, man. Good for
God
you.
bless him. Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you, everyone.
Good for you for carrying the weight that you continue to carry. Good for you.
Thanks for your feedback on that, Jerry. And also, Joanne, thank you for that. Okay, anybody else have anything you want to ask or say?
Can I ask to talk here?
Say your name again. It kind of got choppy. Say your name again.
It's Jose. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Good to see you.
Likewise, Doc. I have a wife, 4 little ones, house. But you earlier said that you could be a drug honorable drug addict.
Yeah.
I've been trying to quit weed and alcohol or weed, right? But how is that possible? How can that one be honorable drug addict?
Okay, good question. I have a video on that. Here's how it would be. So if a person's a drug addict, just for an example, they're using a drug and they have children, they keep it away from their children. They don't start using or come back all stoned or doing crazy stuff. They take something so that the children won't look at that as an example. That would be honorable, whereas it'd be more dishonorable to do it in front of the kids and they see, like somebody on meth, which is more prone to becoming violent. If you take it, you want to stay away while you're having that, so you're not damaging people during your episode on the drug. That would be honorable. Let me give you an example. Say you see a drunk lying in the streets, laying in his own vomit and urine. You say, how disgusting. But that man could be the greatest man on earth, And I'll tell you why. He might have been tortured, abused, beaten every day of his life growing up, and he stays drunk, drinking, just so he doesn't kill somebody. So for him, he's the most honorable, great man on the earth just by not killing somebody. So that I would say that's an honorable alcoholic because he's just doing it to make sure he doesn't hurt somebody. So that would be an example. And again, it's a hypothetical example, but it's an example of being an honorable alcoholic, just for an example. So you can just use your imagination and just come up with them as you wish. There are ways to do that. A prostitute could say, she sells her sex worker. She might say, well, I won't. In fact, I interviewed one of my patients who had been a prostitute, and it was called "Honor Through the Eyes of a Prostitute." She wouldn't see married men. She always made sure there was safe sex going on, and she had other dimensions of bringing honor into that one. Now, the other thing is she hadn't been prostituting for 10 years, and she became a big money maker and working for a major corporation, has a child and married in a good marriage. So she emerged from that. We did a movie about her life, Honor Through the Eyes of a Prostitute. It was amazing. So she had her code of honor in that, what that is. So that's how it's done.
Can I give an example using myself?
Please.
As an example?
Yes.
So I happened to have encountered my ex-wife now, who weaponizes my children and has garnered the ability to use them like at her will and whim, all while at some point in time I have to have something to just numb that pain, whether it's alcohol or a drug or something, but it's because otherwise I'm liable to just like become violent.
So there you go. That's okay.
So much aggression.
Jerry, let me interrupt you. Here's the point, Jerry. Good point. Thank you for sharing. Now, here's the point. Walking the path of honor, one essential requirement is this: you must seek to protect other people from yourself. Let me say that again. This path requires seeking to protect other people from yourself. We all have negativity. Heck, in one major study at the University of Maryland, 80% of people's thoughts are negative. Those are natural thoughts. So just remember, the thoughts that pop into your mind do not define who you are. You didn't choose them. You're not responsible. There are thoughts you can choose to have, honorable thoughts such as, I wish you well. You can choose at any time. But this path requires protecting people from ourselves. And so in this case that Jerry just mentioned, he protects his ex by numbing himself with alcohol and drugs to protect her from him. So that's a very good example, exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you, Jerry, for bringing that forth and for your openness.
It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing.
Yeah, so you're doing... Now,
it puts you in an even more vulnerable position. It puts you in even more a place to be chastised.
Well, let me tell you, Jerry, there are other ways that we'll be talking about that you could protect her from yourself. You get angry thoughts, violent thoughts, and then you can just say, I wish you well. I really do. Or just because the whole goal of the honor way is to speak a little bit of light into the darkness. At this point, though, I understand your coping mechanism, and I believe it's working in terms of protecting her. It's not protecting you. But there are other ways, and we'll be getting into that as you progress on this journey. Thank you for that, Jerry. Is there anything else you would like to ask or say?
That was it.
I just want to say all of you here are doing a good job. Good for all of you. Good for all of you for being here.
God bless you, Jerry.
Can I say something to Jerry?
Yes.
God bless you.
Jerry, I just want you to remember, she's just trying to break you because once she breaks you, that's your weakness and everything can just go down the drain for you with your kids. So don't give her the upper hand. Don't give her the upper hand because you got to make sure that you got to put your kids' needs first. And always remember, she's doing this because she wants to break you, and we cannot allow that because you are honorable and you can be honorable and just know that that's her weapon against you.
Well, here's the point.
Don't let that transcend to who you really are, because you're a great person.
Gisela, thank you for adding that. Let me say something. One of the laws of honor to help prevent those kind of angers coming out, one of them is I refuse to allow you to control my anger ever. So one is some deep breathing. One is I wish you well. I refuse to allow you to control my anger ever. I wish you well. Now, that's how we help prevent it. Again, it doesn't stop the negativity, but it speaks a little bit of light into it. And as you do it, every time you're upset or angry, the negative thought comes back less often, with less intensity and less duration. That's a fact. That it's going to go away right away? No.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Have faith.
Yes. What's that?
Have faith. This is Jose. Have faith, and don't let the anger bothers you.
Well, that anger, it does bother people. They feel overwhelmed, and it's frightening because they know they can do something really destructive. So all you can do then is speak a little bit of light into that darkness. I wish you well. I really do. I refuse to allow you to control my anger ever, and doing some deep breathing. But that's very good advice. Hugh, you want to say something?
Alcohol. You hide from the problems.
Yeah.
That's what help you.
Yeah. Hugh was saying alcohol helps you hide from your problems, but it doesn't help you resolve your problems. That's true. But sometimes if it helps you hide the problem and you can protect somebody from yourself, it's better than hurting that person. Although certainly of course, the idea is to go beyond that. But at the same time, there's something to be said for the person who protects the other person from himself. Again, I'm not saying he should be an alcoholic, but at the same time, we can at least have the respect for his intention. So Hugh was saying as he was changing the chip that he used to abuse alcohol, and it was a way of dealing with his ex-wife at the time, person he was married to. So he's had the experience of being there. And of course, everybody who has that issue wants to go beyond it. But it's not just a switch you can turn off. Yeah. It helps people cope in a way. So I'm just saying, in the meantime, we could bring honor into being an honorable alcoholic. And then, of course, ultimately, you can get an AA or you find some way to go beyond it. But it's a new concept. So I don't necessarily try to cure drug addicts or alcoholics. I try to help them bring honor into it. And then hopefully the way of honor, eventually they'll leave that. People will leave those habits when they're ready for it. So that's a unique approach in the way of honor. Now, one of the teachings in the honor movement, if you take the command of honor, I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship. I call that the warrior's command of honor. But there are derivatives, 3 derivatives of that. One is I hope to come back much stronger than ever. Others, God, I'm extremely grateful for the gift of trials and tribulations that bring me closer to you. The third is, what's the best true story I can tell myself about this problem? So whatever you're going through, whatever hardship, whatever issue you have, alcoholism, drug abuse, domestic issues, whatever, death in the family, there's always a best true story about it. And I've told many of those stories in many of my videos and in my own personal life, my patients, where the bad story is true, but if you really go further, it's only half the story. The other side is there's a gain and a positive side that's coming out of that. For example, many of my beautiful patients come here. They've been fired from their jobs. They quit their jobs. They're taking time out because they're so stressed. And one of the and they say and it's a really traumatic thing for them to be out on disability and to have what they went through, the humiliation on the job. But they'll say, many have said to me, but it led me to you and to the way of honor. This is one of the great things that came out of a really bad situation. So that's the best true story you can tell us. One of the best true stories you can tell us about this problem. And I can tell you so many incidents that I keep repeating over and over again about amazing people that have done that. But you can watch that on my other videos.
When I'm talking about transitioning from alcohol, I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying it happens overnight.
Yeah, Hugh's saying it's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. There are people that do a cold turkey. Some people, it's a gradual process. Some people go off and they relapse when they get stressed out. So I'm not I'm not here to tell you that following the honor teachings, you'll be able to give up your alcohol right away, give up your drugs right away, give up your bad habits, your smoking right away. I'm all here to tell you that you can bring honor into that. And that's what's unique. Oh, no, oh, you don't want that alcohol. Oh, no, you don't want that drug. Oh, no, you don't want that cigarette. We know that. That goes without saying. We all know that. So we don't have to talk about it because everybody knows it. What's unique about the honor approach is, while the person's in those patterns, is to bring the honor teachings into it where the person can function as honorably as possible while within the self-destructive behaviors. That's unique. To hear that.
How about the shield penetrator? I want to deal with this without alcohol.
Well, he was mentioning the shield penetrator. Some people, for example, they hate somebody so much they can't wish them well. So they can say, well, I want to wish you well. So I want to wish you well. I want to is a shield penetrator to help get through your own resistance. We found that empirically within a few weeks of saying I want to wish you well, within a few weeks that people are able to say, I wish you well. I really do. So again, the teachings of honor, although eventually it can help you go past these behaviors, but in the meantime, you're in it. You're in it. You're an alcoholic. You're a drug addict. You're a smoker. You're eating comfort foods that are killing you. And I'm not going to be able to yank you out of it. I'm not going to say, well, just snap out of it. Well, nobody snaps out of anything. Well, we're not snaps. We don't snap. All I can tell you is a unique part of this is very unique, is while we're moving towards a more constructive lifestyle, we can bring honor into the self-destructive behaviors we have to speak a little bit of light into that darkness. That's something we can do. And that's unique. That's a unique aspect, unique dimension that's being added to the honor movement. Very unique. And I have a video about that. Who else has something you want to ask or say?
Hey, how you doing, Doc? This is Patrick.
Patrick, good to see you. Very good to hear from you, Patrick, again. Very good.
Thank you. So I'm glad I was referred to this program because as I'm sitting here and I'm going through this Zoom meeting, I feel like this is more like a community and kind of hearing everybody out. It definitely it lets me know that you're not the only one going through something, and hearing how other people's dealing with things. You could definitely use like what they're doing to kind of help you get through your situation. So I feel like calling this as a program don't do justice. I feel like this is more of a community, and and I'm real appreciative that I'm here to kind of get better and get on track with everybody here. I just want to say thank you for having me.
Well, Patrick, we only met, I think, about 2 times. And I already had respect for you, I'll tell you that. And I admire how I know what you're dealing with. And I feel you're dealing with it with a good attitude, because you're going through a major transition. And we are a community. And the ambassadors of honor are really the epitome of a community dedicated to the way of honor and to bring it into their own lives, the lives of their family, and to bring it to an advancing civilization. So that's really the strongest part of the community, are the ambassadors of honor, the leaders in the honor movement. But thank you, Patrick, for your very sincere, heartfelt input. I can hear it in your voice. Because whenever you speak, when you spoke today on the phone, I always hear sincerity. And when I look at your face, I just see straight up, sincere, and genuine and real. And
I appreciate that.
I feel a good heart. I feel you have a good heart.
Definitely.
And I feel you go out of your way not to harm anybody. I see that in you. I see that in you. You're a kind man, a beautiful human being. I sized you up fast, just so you know. I mean, I didn't take 2 sessions. I knew who you were within seconds.
That's why you're the doctor.
Well, it's not, you know what? It's a gift from God. I mean, you can't get that out of school or whatever. It's a gift. It's a God-given gift. I have my flaws and limitations, let me tell you. But when it comes to seeing these things, I pick it up really quickly. And so
I really appreciate that. That's real good to hear. Definitely going through what I'm going through. So I definitely appreciate you recognize that. And I'm gonna try to do more myself to recognize it too.
And remember what we talked about. You're going through a major transition, very difficult. And the only thing I expect of you, and the only expectation like you to put on yourself, is that you're going to deal honorably with.
Right.
It's going to be a big loss, a big change of life, but you're going to deal with it honorably. And that's your commitment. Now, you might slip occasionally, and then you get right back up, you repent, you apologize, you ask God for forgiveness, you ask yourself for forgiveness, and you move forward in an honorable, dignified way. Beautiful.
Got you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, Doctor. Thank you again.
Yeah, you're that guy, Patrick. Yeah, you're welcome. And thank you, honestly.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Nerenberg?
Yes, who's speaking?
Gisela.
Oh, Gisela. Okay, I
just want to say that as your shepherds, we will arise as your leaders of the honor movement.
Well, I see that in many people. I see it especially in you, Gisela. I mean, with your creativity, your devotion, and your intention to bring good to this world is very powerful. So you're an inspiration to all of us, and you're an inspiration to me, and certainly your involvement strengthens me. I want you to know that. It's very strengthening. I'm grateful to you. Yeah.
I am grateful to have crossed paths with you because you turned my life around and my perspective. And I am just honored to be an ambassador of honor.
Well, one of the first two. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gisela. Anybody else have anything you want to ask or say?
The honor movement is a better coping mechanism than anything else.
You know,
I just want to say that.
Hi, Jerry, hang on a second. Hang 1 second, Jerry, please. He was just saying that the honor movement is the most optimal, effective coping mechanism than anything else. That's a lot for Hugh to be saying that. He's watched this develop over many years. Thanks for that input, Hugh. Jerry.
Well, aside from the honor movement, I really like the aspect of the fact that you can falter, that you can slip and still remain a good person, still be on the right path, because it is not easy. You know, when you're climbing a mountain, it is not easy, and you will slip. And anybody who says different has not climbed a mountain before.
Well, let me tell you something. Anybody over 30 knows better. Maybe under 20, 15, maybe they don't know that. But once you hit 30, at least you start catching on. Wait a minute, this is not what I thought it was. By 40, you go, wow. Yeah. And it's like my father said to me. He said, son, I have a lot of good advice to give you. Not because I've been so smart. It's just I've been so stupid. So,
well, you know, in Spanish, we have this saying, el diablo sabe todo, no por diablo, sino por viejo, which means the devil knows everything, not because he's the devil, but because he's old.
There you go. Well, listen, I've done more wrong than all of you because I've been on this earth longer than all of you. And part of my credential to show you the way has meant my stupidity, because I know all the wrong ways to go about things. And what did that do for me? It made me very determined not to keep doing it and to go away towards the light, go towards the light. And it took me a while to catch on. I'll be honest with you. I mean, my Ph.D., I went to very prestigious schools, Columbia University for my master's, University of Texas for my Ph.D. in 1969. But I went down every dark tunnel there was, made so many mistakes, suffered a lot. And that suffering, you're suffering as well. You cannot become into the way of wisdom without suffering. You cannot enter the way of compassion without suffering, so you can understand other people's suffering. So most of the suffering that you have, most of the suffering I've had, we did it to ourselves. Absolutely. You did it to yourself. You co-created it, maybe 20%, maybe 90%. Certainly true of me. So we start going, okay, here's the problem. Somebody does something, hurts you, they stab you, so metaphorically speaking. Wow, you wish that person well and you do what you can to protect yourself and that person in the future, they'll just fall out. But most of us take that dagger and go, we just keep thinking about it and plotting revenge and anger and doing all these things. Just make ourselves more miserable. What they did to us was bad. What we did to ourselves with what they did, now, that's horrendous. So the goal here is to minimize the damage. With the way of honor is to minimize the damage we're doing to ourselves. So what I tell people is, honor is a shield against your own negativity. Honor is a shield against your own darkness. In fact, I have a video, how to protect others from yourself, because the idea is when we have that darkness, to not hurt other people with it. Some people release their own pain by hurting the others. They feel, I've got this pain, wham, it sweeps right back. And that person is walking around in pain. Eventually that karma comes back or whatnot. This is a way, not always the easiest way. We work it through, but we take responsibility. We see how we're getting stronger from it. We do well-wishing. We may have to sue somebody, but we're wishing them well, but we're just trying to seek justice. So I'm not saying we're not patsies. We don't just lay over, let people take advantage of us. It's not good for us or them, but we're doing it not only for them, for ourselves, but for them. We're not going to allow that wrongdoing to go on, and we deal with it in what I call a respectfully real manner. Firmly, but a respectfully real manner. But thank you for all these wonderful input. Anybody else have anything you want to say or ask?
I tell my ex-wife, I always want to see you eat. I just don't want you to eat at my table anymore.
you always want to know she's eating, but not at your table anymore. That got me laughing. What can I say? That's I understand if there's something very humorous about that. That's a good one to make a video. That's one for a little video. That's
if
a
you
good
don't
one.
have food, if you can't afford it, if you can't figure it out, if you're not able to hunt, I'll hunt for you. But I just don't want you to eat at my table.
Jeez, I like it. I like it, Jerry. A very original guy. You're one of a kind, that's for sure. Absolutely. Well, it's been my pleasure and my enjoyment to present. Would you like to be a lifetime ambassador of the honor movement, a legacy of honor?